Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The single best idea on an April 1st into, I guess, a key April 2nd for our president and for all Americans. We did lots on politics today. We'll do even more tomorrow, I'm sure, because we do economics, finance, investment, and it folds into our international relations. We had great coverage today from the old Northwest of America, the Great Lakes, and up to Minnesota and Wisconsin. Ann Maletti was with us from Milwaukee. I thought Nancy Lazar out of Minneapolis' Piper Sandler was just absolutely spellbinding today on the economic moment we're in. Part of that is to get in people with bulletproof academics and public service. Richard Clarida is the former vice chair of the Fed, definitive with Columbia Economics, here in New York. We really got sort of technical today, sort of academic. And he talked about a thing called time consistency, which is basically if what you say now down the road, will it continue? Will it maintain? Will it be stable in thought? Here is the former vice chairman.
Well, I'm not sure. And in particular, it gets at another fundamental idea in economics, which is the idea of time consistency, that eventually people figure out that your promise now may not be delivered in the future. And so that's why, in particular, if the 20% tariffs that we're hearing about are really the beginning of a negotiation, that also adds an additional layer of uncertainty on top of just knowing what the tariff number is now. You know, Tom, we saw when I was at the Fed in 2019 that, in fact, just the uncertainty about the trade policy itself was a damper to the economy. And that's a very tangible fact of life in macro, and I think we're seeing an elevated version of it now.
From PIMCO, Richard Clarida just on fire today in terms of taking his academic work in DSGE. I'm not going to spell it out for you, but there it is, DSGE, but over to the real world of Fed policy and the real world we're all living. And he was heated about the two Americas this morning out there as we face tomorrow, and April 2nd, Liberation Day, if you will, with President Trump. We'll have full coverage of that. Look to Joe Matthew and Kaylee Lyons leading our way. David Gurr, I'm sure, will be involved in that coverage as well. Joining us as well, Michael Nathanson with Moffett Nathanson. He wrote a huge report. Paul Sweeney showed it to me, and we both agreed we had to get him in right away. Michael Nathanson on YouTube. It was a fascinating conversation. Of course, we're all bundled up in it because of YouTube podcasts and what we do on YouTube each and every day. Paul and I are living this each and every day with our team. Michael Nathanson on the choice set that major media has.
Tom, you have no choice. YouTube is the platform, right? You have to do what you're doing. You have to basically use it for its fullest capabilities, right? So you have to basically program long form like you're doing. What's missing in media is short form, right? There's not enough attention on kind of the YouTube shorts or TikTok, or Meta Reels. You have to come up with a way to leverage short form video. And also you have to become a creator. Like you have to basically become a Mr. Beast, which I don't know if you're familiar with.
Please.
And basically you have to program for all types of consumption, right? So I think what everyone can do is do long form content, but what's missing here in the DNA of these companies is that short form creator economy where you're using the difference, kind of the short form, essence of
right.
YouTube to break through the clutter. It's hard because there's no barriers to entry, right? Like the great business that we've analyzed in our careers had a big moat.
Right.
It was cord cutting. It was a cord,
Michael Nathanson there on YouTube, just the entire conversation was just brilliant about this absolute mystery of where we're heading in our consumption of entertainment and media. We're out on YouTube podcasts. This is Single Best Idea.